Sqwadcast, episode 15?
15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
15.
For sure.
51 for all the dyslexics
Yep.
listening. I don't know if it works that way.
Well, I had to read the title.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. If you're a dyslexic member of Sqwadcast, let us know how you listen. Yeah. So, workplace annoyances.
Episode 15 is Workplace Annoyances.
Yeah, off to a good start.
Yep.
We did do episode something or another on crazy things that have happened at work. This is more geared towards little things that customers or coworkers tend to do that kind of just annoy you a little bit. Like, they should know better. And it's not a big deal, but it kind of is. That'll make sense once we start talking.
Yeah.
It's like the mildly infuriating of workplaces.
Shout out to Reddit again.
Yep. I'm on Reddit a lot now.
Yeah.
When I have... How many people did I have today? I had 6 people over the span of 8 hours.
Nice. Nice.
Yep, that's my job.
I'm so proud of you, though. I've fully sucked you into the Reddit. Like, 150%. You like, originally when I was like on it all the time, you were like, nah, whatever.
Well, I mean, because you were on it all the time.
Yeah,
so I just stopped in your room and
looked over my shoulder, right? Yeah.
So,
but, I mean,
then it was my workplace. It was the only website not blocked at my work. So that helped.
Yep.
I was like, I tried Facebook, and then I tried Twitter, and obviously, and I was like, maybe Tumblr, and they blocked that too. I was like, Reddit, and it popped up. I was like, all right. YouTube works, but that's like
supposed to be scholastic.
Yeah, educational stuff.
Uh-huh.
Just I find all types of loopholes. I log into Comcast and watch TV.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yep, because they don't think it that way. They block Netflix, but they don't block Comcast.
Take that.
Take that.
Place you work. But I mean, like YouTube, like all of a sudden you just get sucked in, and you're watching the He-Man version of, and I said, hey, every time, man, everything it all converges into that video.
That is the epicenter of the YouTube wormhole, black hole, rabbit hole,
both
hole.
Yeah, just a hole.
Just the hole.
So anyway, why don't you start?
I'll start with my summer job, lifeguarding, at undisclosed location. It's a hotel pool. I think I mentioned this before. Mm-hmm. But if this is your first episode, welcome.
It's a hotel pool.
Yep, it's a hotel pool. So there's this long rectangular.
Rectangular?
Yeah, rectangular.
There you
go. Shaped like a rectangle pool. Mm-hmm. It's shallow, and there's a hot tub like most hotels. So there's a hot tub, and there's 2 things that kind of annoy me about this job. I really shouldn't complain because, like, how many people? Yeah, 6 people in 8 hours. I can't really complain, but I do anyway because that's life. There's a sign in the door that says, "If lifeguard is on duty, door is unlocked," and it's right next to the door. The door does have the key thing, like to put your key, but that's for the lifeguard to get in / maintenance to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Like
after hours.
Yeah. So I unlock it if I open. The opening lifeguard unlocks it, and then when the pool closes, we lock it. During the span that we're there, it's open. You literally pull the handle and pull. Like, it's not that hard. And people do that. They'll, like, pull the door, and I'm like, no. And then they'll try the key. I'm like, that's not going to work either. Just read the sign. And then they look at me through the door, and I'm on the other side of the pool. I'm just like, just pull it. And they're like, I was like...
Wait, they actually just, like...
They'll, like, jiggle it. They'll, like, hit their key, and the key won't work. And I'm just like...
Just pull it.
I literally motioned them. Yeah, I was like, just pull it. Like... Push down on a handle and pull like a normal door. Like, it's not a complicated door. And they're like looking at me, looking at the handle, looking at me. I'm just like, don't make me walk over there. Don't make
Open this door for me, person who works here.
Yeah.
That's something that really bothers me. Like, a lot. That people, like, expect to be, like, ushered through an entire... Like, no matter what it is. Like, if it's retail or something. I was actually reading something on Reddit today. It was,
Was it Tales from Retail?
No.
Oh.
It's one of, like, the sister ones. It's I Don't Work Here Lady. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
I've seen it, like, on the front page. I've never, like, jumped into it, though.
I Don't Work Here Lady is one of the funniest fucking things. It was this guy who was at a Walmart, and he worked at some, I don't know, he worked at some, like, on-campus dining facility, and they wore blue shirts with, like, crew written on the back, like, in big, bold letters.
Sounds like my first job.
And on the front, there was, like, a logo that said, like, you know, the titty fucker, whatever the fuck the place was called, right? On campus dining, the titty fucker. But he was wearing that, and apparently there was this, like, shuttle service that, like, took you anywhere from the university.
I think I know this
story. Did you read it?
I think so. It was like, was he the dining service, or was he a tour guide? I thought he was a tour guide.
No, he worked at the dining service.
Oh, well, continue. Maybe it's a different.
So this shuttle takes you anywhere you want to go. You basically say where you want to go. The bus driver takes you there, and then you say when you want to come back so they can pick you up. So he was going after a shift at working at this place. Still had his work gear on and like the hat and oh no, he was wearing a hairnet that day, so he took that off and he was just wearing the shirt and like blue jeans. Headed to Walmart via the bus service thing. He's picking up a couple things at like 9-10 o'clock and a couple things for his buddies or whatever. And he was in the aisle, like, shopping, and he just, like, sees this woman just, like, staring at him, like, melting the side of his face off, like, tapping her foot, and, like, clears her throat, and he looks over and he goes, "Can I help you?" And she goes, "I've been trying to get your attention for hours. It's about time that someone, like, paid attention." And he's like, "I don't work here, ma'am." And she's like, "Yeah, you do. He's like, What the fuck do you mean?"
Yeah.
And
it's titty fucker.
It says titty fucker on it. But he explained that. He's like, "I work on a dining thing. Like, it legitimately says this right here that I don't work at Walmart. Like, this is where I work." And she's like, "No, you look like you know the place too well to not work here." And he's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And apparently she, like, tapped his shoulder, like, really hard. Like, slammed on his shoulder to tap him and, like, said there was a bruise or something. So, like, this lady has assaulted him verbally and and physically. Jeez. And she's like, "I'm looking for dog food." And he's like, I don't work here. I don't know what you want." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to talk to your manager, some blood, whatever the fuck, but he happened to actually know that they didn't carry that brand because, like, his mom had a dog and she was asking him to pick up the food and they didn't have that brand. So he was like, "Oh, we actually don't carry that," and, like, went on, like, full retail mode just to pretend. And then he's like, "But you can go find the rest of the dog food in aisle 12B," and, like, it stopped at 10, right? And apparently he also got stopped like 12 times in this Walmart this night. And everyone asked him, he's like, "Doesn't matter what they needed. Rat poison, fucking gardening trowel, doesn't matter. Aisle 12B." And no matter where he was in the store, it was in the opposite side of the store. So he was sending people in the opposite sides of the store, like, trying to find whatever items that they were, that they needed. And he was really bummed out at the end of this, that he was, like, so overwhelmed with all these people. He does the self-checkout, gets everything, and, like, is walking out. The manager of the store stops him, and he's like, "You don't have to bother coming back. You're fired." And in the most confused look, he looked at him, and he's like, "I never worked here before. I never plan on working here. I want to lead a simple life. I just wanted to get some mac and cheese, go home, fall asleep halfway through eating the mac and cheese." And he's like, and the manager was like, "Oh, I wonder why you didn't look familiar." And then he left. This woman actually tried to get him fired. He's like, the manager said something about, like, bad attitudes or some shit. But, like, it just blows my mind that people actually think that they are the only people that exist in the world, and no matter where they go, they have to be waited on hand and foot. That shit really, really bothers me, honestly. And that perfectly, like, correlates with your thing, like, they're jiggling the handle. It's like, I'm not getting up to open a door for you. I'm not a slave.
I'm on the other side of the pool. Like, the pool is a long ways from the entrance to the pool.
The entrance to the door?
The door, yeah.
So it's
like,
door, you, pool, long pool in between.
Long pool in the middle. It's not like the pool's going inside of there. Huh. And, like, there's the lifeguard chair, which I'm supposed to sit in. Just a regular chair. It's not like a tall thing.
Indoor pool with the door.
And I have the tube, so if people are in the pool, like, it's obvious I'm on duty. And one, I'm not supposed to get up because in case something happens in the water, right? Like, so people do that while people are in the pool too. But even if I'm off duty, the lifeguard table where we have like the chemicals and the paperwork and stuff is on the other side. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm not walking the length of the pool because you can't open a door. I literally motion. I'm like, pull, like, go down and pull, and people do it. They're like, oh. I was
like they're surprised about a door.
Yeah. I was like, you know. But the other thing that gets me is, well, there's two minor things about the shop. One is jumping, but I kind of blame that on kids just being kids. Like, there's a sign that says no jumping, no diving, so you can't jump at all. And the kids, like, whatever, they're excited, they might jump in. My rule of thumb with lifeguards, and if any other lifeguards are listening, is I don't yell at kids mid-jump, or if they're about to jump in, I let them do the one jump, and then when they get in, I'm like, hey, you can't jump in. Because I don't want to yell at them, and then they get distracted. Like, mid-jump.
What?
Yeah, and then I'm like, ah. So that's what I do. But, like, one, the parents usually see, or two, like, once I say something, they're like, oh, okay, I didn't know. I was like, there's just time, but whatever, you're 12. But, like, for the hot tub, there's a dial on the wall to turn the jets on, like a normal hot tub. And it says turn dial to the right to turn jets on.
That's the jets turning on.
Yeah, that's... And the timer is broken, but it just means it won't go back to zero. Like, if you set it to, like, 10 minutes, it doesn't go off after 10 minutes. It just keeps going.
So you have to, like, turn it to the left to turn it off?
Which I don't mind, because, one, how do you know that as a pool patron? You know, so I don't care that they don't turn it off. But it's behind a plastic case, and it opens, you know, like, from left to right, like a book, right? But people... Like
everything.
Like, yeah. Like
unless you're in China.
Yeah. And, like...
I think, or whatever. I know, like, China or Japan or something, they read backwards.
Yeah. I think Hebrew does it, too.
Yeah.
Don't they read left to right?
Yeah. I think Chinese reads up and down.
No,
whatever. It doesn't matter.
And so people, like, they'll either, like, claw at it, which makes no sense, or they'll, like, try literally... Yeah, they'll literally just put... and I'm like, don't pull it out of the wall. And... Or, like,
is it very noticeable that there's, like, a hinge on the left?
I mean, there's bumps. It's not that noticeable.
But is there, like, on one side there's a hinge, and then there's, like, a little finger rest on the other side, or something that, like, indicates that it's
it kind of
a mini door.
So, unless you're, like, staring at it, it's not, like, an obvious flap. It kind of clicks into place, so, like...
But I mean, still, there's
the hinges... Yeah, and there's also a sign, But, like that, I'm sitting on the other side of the pool. I'm not walking around the pool to just go. And I tell people, they're like, struggle with it. I don't say anything because I find it amusing. But and then they'll look at me and then look at it again. I'm like, I'm not, unless you physically ask me, I'm not going to tell you because I find this so entertaining. And then they'll be like, how do you open it? And I'm like, well, open it like it opens from the right, like a book. That's the analogy I use to everyone. And they don't get it. They still struggle. They'll grab it from the top or they'll grab it from the left. I'm like,
what the fuck what books are you reading?
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh my god. And then I'll like,
are you reading the fucking detective like flip?
Yeah. Like,
all right, tell me where you were last night. Yeah, like Why is it opening from the bottom?
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, people.
And I think that perfectly kind of... I know I kind of talked about this. I think I talked about this the last time, but something that bothers me a lot that it seems happens no matter where you are, honestly, is people don't read.
Oh, no.
And that is the most frustrating thing
Yep.
in the fucking world as someone who works for literally anywhere. Like, when we worked at the restaurant together, people would not read. You know, they'd get...
Yeah, they don't read the menu.
I mean, I don't... Doesn't matter if I say the name of the place, really. Whatever. So there's this one sandwich, and it's a wrap that comes with cold chicken in it. Very, very explicitly says that in the description of it. And people will get it, and they'll be like, why is this cold? It's like, that's because it's the way it comes.
Yeah.
And they're like, I wanted it hot. It's like, you didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
Didn't read. You know, or whatever. There's so many other things. People, right now for what I'm doing, we're kind of under like a back order. And we have a banner very large across every single webpage. No matter where you go, it stays up there. It's fucking purple. Like, and the regular webpage is white. So it's like a very stark contrast. And it says, you know, please allow at least 30 business days for your order to be fulfilled. And people will email and they're like, they ordered like 2 days ago. They're like, where's my shipping information? You're like, wow, you didn't read the banner. Yeah. You also didn't read on the product page where it says that we're only on back order. The button itself, instead of saying add to cart, or like right above it, or, you know, purchase, whatever, it says available on back order, not like in stock. Yeah. And in the fucking invoice that you get, all of them say back ordered. All of them. So there's multiple steps. And you also have to agree to the terms and service, which is our FAQ. So they have to agree to the FAQ as well. And people are still not reading any of this stuff. And, you know, like, people are like, they'll message after, like, their order being 30 days out. Like, actual days. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's been over 30 days. Where the fuck? And, you know, like, you look them up and it's, like, been at 26 days because people always exaggerate. And it's like, well, it says business days. Yeah. I don't know if you're aware, but we don't work 7 days a week. Yeah. You know, like, we need some time off too. You know, it's just ridiculous how frequently people don't read. I've had a bunch of people recently that are like, how does this thing work? I'm like, what the fuck? There's numerous outlets for you to go to on the website to figure out how it works. And then they're like, oh, what's included? It's like, on the product page, it literally has a thing that says what's included in the box. And then it lists everything that's included. Just mind-blowing. And another small nuance is when people send emails and the subject line is either too long and is like a full sentence, or it's like one word. I had this woman email us the other day, and the subject line was when. Okay, that's cryptic. Open up the email, and then it says, do you anticipate more stock? But
yes.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh, you did
because
say that.
It was like, you know, hello Samantha, yes. Then support team, like, signature. Because, like, I didn't... No, don't make me put the fucking subject line and your question together. Like, I don't need the first part of your subject line as... Or the first part of your question as the subject line and the second part as the whatever the fuck they call it, the body. Yeah. No, I'm not Nancy Drewing your shit together, okay? And then she's like, well, when do you expect them? And I was like, that's not what you fucking asked me. To me, you asked, do you anticipate more?
Yeah. That happened to my main job, I guess. It's just, at the school. So, yeah, there's a bunch of, like, teachers who'll email me and they're like, can you please? And then, like, finish it. I'm like, if you need me to cover someone or, like, do something, just put, like, coverage. And then...
Can you please cover my shit? Yeah, like...
can you cover this area, or can you cover the pool tonight instead of your normal job? And I'm just like, like, it's not my, like, well, I like most of my coworkers, so I put up with it. So I'm just like, whatever. But, like, yeah, in general, don't do it. Also, there's a difference between reply and reply all.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I was on a group we had a surprise party for one of my coworkers. He turned 50, so his wife, who also works there, put it together. She, like, emailed, and she just let me know. And somebody hit reply all. They're like, oh, sorry, you can't make it, but I'm just like, I don't need to know. Like, I'm going. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, there's definitely...
Oh, yeah, so the tour guide thing, the story that I saw on Reddit, which was funny to me as a former tour guide, college tour guide. Apparently it was like an open house or something, like a big like event, but it didn't start for like another 2 hours. So he like saw a family was like lost. So he was walking to a shift, saw that they were lost because he was walking across campus, and asked if they needed, and he was just like, hey, I'm a tour guide, and they were like, oh, like we're just looking for this building, and he was walking that direction, so he like said a few things on the way, and apparently people thought this was a tour, so they started like going and going, and like it got more bigger and bigger, and he was like, but apparently one dad was like really rude, so he kept asking questions, and he's like, well, when are we going to see this? When are we going to see that? He's like, this isn't an actual tour. Like, tours start in like 2 hours. Like, you need to do this first and that first, and then tours will go and explore. He's like, I'm just walking to this building. Like, he's like, well, this is a horrible campus tour. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not giving good information. So he's like, well, how do I get to this building? So the guy was like, okay, I'll tell you. He's like, take the shuttle down to this road, and it'll drop you off in front of this building. The thing was, the college doesn't have a shuttle system. So he told him to get on public transport and just sent him to the other side of campus. And then went and did his regular shit. The guy got on, he saw the guy get on, and then just went away. And I think that's great.
Malicious compliance.
There was one, it didn't happen to me, but it happened to one of my friends. He was, our college gym was under renovation, so we couldn't go in it for the last semester I did tours, which you normally could, but during this particular phase you couldn't. And somebody asked at the beginning of the tour, hey, how come we're not going in? And he explained the project, because it was this huge thing, like getting all this new stuff and adding levels and all this. But apparently she asked a question, then like talked to her daughter and didn't hear the answer. So she asked again, and everybody was like, he just answered it. But he like kept a straight face. He was like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I guess you didn't hear me. Like, da 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 da. And she kept asking throughout the tour, like they would go around and see the gym and be like, oh, well, can we go in? And he's like, no, we can't. And other parents started to get on her too, which I think is great when people take your back over like somebody else is being rude. And apparently one of the parents like started to say sarcastically, hey, are we getting the gym? Hey, are we seeing the gym? And everybody knew it was sarcasm except this one mom. She's like, yeah, how come we're not seeing the gym? I was like, yes, families bonding together.
Dude, people are so stupid. Like, infinite levels of stupid. Yeah. And I really hope that's not the people that are listening to this right now.
Everybody has their moments, I will say. Like, I've done stupid stuff. But
me too, but I usually say, like, oh, shit, yeah, sorry, my bad. Or, like, I'm not trying to ruin someone else. Okay, so I know the last episode was moral of the story, but moral of this story is those are just people just like you, just trying to make a living, or barely trying to make a living, thanks minimum wage. But, like, they're humans. They deserve respect just as much as you do. Like, if you are looking to go into a store and be waited on hand and foot and the center of attention, it's Walmart, bitch. No. You're not the queen of Walmart, and if you are, I'm sorry. That's a horrible title.
Yeah.
But these people are literally there to go stock shelves, ring people up, fucking whatever. I don't know what other things Walmart employees do. The fucking pharmacy people, whatever. They're there. They go in. They do what they need to, and they leave. They don't give a fuck about you. Okay. They're gonna be nice to you though. Unless they're not, then they get fired. But they're gonna be nice. So be nice to them. And I think it's worse when it's either a phone call or an email from like customers or something like that, because there's no face-to-face interaction. So they get really fucking uppity and they think they're the shit. And that happened a lot at the restaurant. If you ever answered the phone, people would be like dick holes on the phone. Well, I mean, I had to do to-go when I was working bar, but people would get really fucking snooty. And, the last time my order didn't get fucking made properly, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I would be like, okay, well, that's, one, not my problem.
Yeah.
Two, tell me your exact order, and I'll get it done exactly the way you want it. So, like, this lies on you way more than it lies on me. So, I don't know. And, like, I'm also not a fucking mind reader. Like, I didn't know you wanted extra crispy wings. You should probably say that.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. It was like, these aren't done well enough. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to know how you like your fucking chicken wings?
See, I make the analogy...
Do I look like Professor X?
In a restaurant that the kitchen is like a calculator. It'll give you what you put in.
Yeah.
But if you put it in wrong, they're going to give you that.
Yeah.
Like, you ever put in, like, a complicated formula? I had to do it when I took chemistry.
Forgot to parentheses or something?
Yeah, put parentheses, or you, instead of, it's a, like, log, you didn't hit log. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just typing in the calculator. And then you get the answer, and then you're like, wait, that's not right, because everybody else got this. And they're like, well, did you put it in right? That's what. Yeah. That is a kitchen in any restaurant.
No matter where you go.
No matter what restaurant it is. Unless you are super specific with what you want, they're going to put what the menu says. Yeah,
think of each menu item as a pre-existing equation. So the hamburger is 2 plus 2. You're going to get 4, okay? But if you want to modify some of those things, if you want to take things off or whatever, you have to fucking tell people. Yeah. Because we're not psychics. Or they're not psychics. I don't work there anymore, but, And, well, I mean, yes, sometimes shit happens.
Well, yeah, there is occasion where,
people mess... Okay, that's also another thing. People fucking mess up, okay?
Yeah.
We're all humans. I think there might be a couple of aliens out there listening, in which case, blorp. But we're all humans. We all have thumbs. We make mistakes.
Most of us have thumbs.
I mean,
there could be thumbless listeners.
Yeah. Okay, so, sorry, thumbless listeners, but... Majority of people, we're supposed to have thumbs. Let me put it that way. We're supposed to have thumbs. So if you make a mistake, it's okay. And we can get it fixed for you. By the way.
At a restaurant, especially, and I think retail too. I never worked retail.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. I feel like you're going to get the person upset. Then they're going to go in the back and talk to their coworkers, and you don't see that part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that happens a lot.
Yeah. Don't be that person that we talk shit about.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get roasted. If you're being a bitch, and then your server goes in the back, and then all of a sudden, like, 3 servers come out, they're all looking at you, by the way. Every one of them.
Yep.
So, don't be asshole when you go out.
A thing that
also tip your waiters and bartenders.
Well, yeah.
Continue.
Unless it's included.
Yeah.
Well,
which isn't very often in America, but for those.
Well, that happened to me the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Magoobies. So heads up.
Huh. Yeah. It's included.
18% included.
Oh.
So yeah, that hit me. I saw a show. Well, I guess I saw it at Magoobies because I just said it. It's a comedy club, and I knew a couple comics performing, and I'm doing that show. If this is released before Thursday night, so I wanted to check it out to see how it was. and it's a 2-item minimum. So I was like, oh, whatever, drink, food. That's
2 items.
Yeah, that's 2 items. I had a pretty awesome drink too. They called it the Drunken Golfer. It was like sweet tea vodka and lemonade, and I think some other like alcoholic lemonade flavored thing.
So it was a John Daly, is what you're telling me.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
But
The Drunken Golfer. Yeah, it's a John Daly.
But it was pretty good. But yeah, I did, and I got the check, and then I was like, this seems pretty high. And then I like looked it over. They're like 18% gratuity, and then it was added in. I was like, So I'm crossing out the tip line. So
smart.
Yeah, it was kind of like the improv, how they came like during the show.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of. It was fun. Like,
was that added? I don't think there was.
No, I don't think that. I meant like the way they served.
Okay.
They didn't come before the show and were like, "Hey, what do you want?" and we'll get it out. It was like, It was like the host came out, and then the waitress came and was like, "Hey, what do you want to drink?" And I was like, "Drunken Golfer," because it sounds good. And then, like, the first comic was on, and she came. She's like, "So what do you want?" I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to give you my order during his performance."
That's awkward.
And then I asked, I was like, I think it was a Reuben. Reubens come with Swiss cheese, right? Like typically.
Usually. Sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Pastrami
Or maybe
whatever.
it wasn't Reuben. What's in that?
Rachel?
Monte Cristo.
Oh.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that, but I didn't want Swiss. I said, hey, like, can I get it with American cheese or literally any type of cheese? Because I don't like Swiss cheese.
Neither do I.
It's like one of few cheeses I'm just like...
Yeah, I think it's the only cheese that I'm like...
Yeah.
And those like really, really stinky, gross ones that have been aged for like 6 years. 60 years.
Yeah.
This is the most aged Havarti cheese. Get it the fuck away from me. It smells like toes.
So...
Turn around.
Yeah. So I asked her, I was like... And she cut me off, not in a rude way, but I think it's just a question that she gets a lot, which I've done too. I'm like, I know what you're about to ask. Like, so I was like, can I get like American instead of like Swiss? And she's like, it's already prepared. I'm like, but it's a sandwich. like if it was like a prepared like pasta dish and I didn't want like the sauce, I could understand that. Or I didn't want like, I can understand
sandwiches.
Yeah,
that's kind of gross.
Well, I mean, if they do it like right before the show starts,
but do you
they just have it ready to go.
I mean, it opens at like only for the shows at night anyway. So I guess
so it's not like it's an all day. Yeah, it's not like they've been sitting there since like 11 a.m. So that didn't catch me. I was like, but it's a set. Take the cheese off and put the other cheese on. I was like, they're not glued together. Like, I hope they're not glued together. And then she was like, oh, we can't do that. I was like, fine. And then she was like, do you still want it? I was like, no, because I don't like Swiss cheese. It's not something I can... That's why I asked to sub it out. And I was like, I'll just get bacon cheddar burger, which I'm used to saying, but apparently it's just a cheddar burger with bacon there. That's the way they... Which, yeah. But I said, like, bacon cheddar burger, and then it didn't come with bacon. I'm like...
Yeah.
But I didn't get charged for bacon. That was the thing.
Okay.
I wasn't going to make a big deal, especially during that type of event. You know, it's like a comedy. But yeah, so that happened. I don't know what. Thing I was going to say about lifeguarding. Yes, I am the lifeguard. That's why I'm holding the tube that says lifeguard, the big red tube that every lifeguard ever uses.
And I have the whistle.
And I have a bathing suit that says guard. And the back of my shirt says guard. If I'm sitting, I understand you can't see that part, but if I'm standing, or if you see me walking around the pool, it's pretty obvious. So yes, don't ask me if I'm the lifeguard.
If it's pretty obvious, someone...
Don't ask the lifeguard if they're a lifeguard.
Dude, it was so funny. I was also reading something, well, it was in the comment section of that story from Reddit that I was talking about, and they were talking, like, people were talking about, like, how they would go, like, they'd accidentally go to a Target with a red shirt and khakis on, and they would always get asked questions. One day, before I went to work, mind you, this was at the restaurant, so our uniform for the bar, I had to wear a blue polo shirt and black pants, okay? blue polo shirt, black pants. Okay? Just want to make sure that you get that part of the story because it's very important. I went into Target. Okay? Red shirt, khaki pants is their uniform. Just to grab chapstick chapstick and gum before work. And I go up to the self-checkout aisle, and this woman taps me on the shoulder. She's like, "Excuse me, do you work here?" What?
No.
Ma'am, are you colorblind? Red-blue colorblind?
Yeah, I don't think red-blue.
No, red-green.
Yeah.
And was it blue-yellow?
Yeah,
or blue-green?
Which is, fun fact, why Facebook is blue. Because Zuckerberg is partially colorblind, and he sees blue the best.
Huh.
So that's why he made it blue.
Interesting. But yeah, no lady. I'm wearing a blue polo shirt and black pants. I don't fucking work in Target. Are you dumb? And like, I don't know what my face looked like when she asked the question.
Sometimes I find it
and my brain processed it, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a good looking face because I went, no. And she went, oh, sorry, and walked away. Yeah, you should be sorry for being that dumb. I get it if I was in a Walmart and you stopped me because I'm wearing a blue polo shirt, or a Best Buy or something.
Yeah, Best Buy is kind of obvious.
But Best Buy even wears khakis too.
That's true.
So like, no. That just blows my mind how dumb people can be too. On top of being stupid. I
had a guy. He was older, but he was being friendly. He wasn't rude about it, but I was kind of like, and he was in the hot tub with this other guy. They were like chit chatting, and I like walked by them, and they were like, the one guy was like, "You can bump it up a few degrees." I was like, "No, I can't," because I actually thought he was serious, and the other guy started laughing. I was like, "Okay, he's laughing." It's also another thing, hot tub in an indoor pool, I can't hear anything because one, the hot tub is loud, two, the acoustics of an indoor pool are crazy. So no, I can't hear you yell at me while you're sitting in the hot tub and I'm sitting on the other side of the pool. So please don't do that. Call me over so I can hear you. But yeah, and he was like, "Oh, sure you can." He's like, "Legal limit's 103. I was like, "Yeah, it's at 103. And he's like, you can bump it up." He's like, "I won't tell." I was like, "You will literally be cooked. Like, that is why it's at 103. Like, if it goes higher, the insides of your body will be cooked." No, I can't do that. He's like, "Oh, come on." I was like, "That's above my pay grade. I can't. I could. I can't." I could easily
get the
button up to 105, but I'm not.
140.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Oh, you died.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, yeah. And it's not above my pay grade to go above the legal limit either. I was just saying that as a joke. Nobody can do that.
Yeah. Legally.
Yeah, unless they get it changed legally. So, no. Not that it happens a lot. That was the first time I got that. But just, no. Also, if you're above 5'5", it's a 3-foot pool. So when I tell you not to jump in, don't question why you can't jump in. Because 2.5 feet of you are above water. And it will hurt. And I don't want to take care of you. Yeah. I will if you do get injured and I'm on the clock. But I'd rather not.
Is that a guy just standing on a storm drain?
Apparently. There's a guy standing on a storm drain right outside our window. Oh, smoking.
I mean, it's like 90 degrees out there. Is it like, is he doing the fucking, oh God, what was her name? Fucking skirt steam thing. Come on.
Skirt steam thing.
Help me out. You're not going to help me?
Nope.
Oh, God.
This is too fun.
All right, well,
it's like
whatever.
A person trying to dial up the hot tub.
But I at least know how books work. whatever. The woman with the skirt that flies up. Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We got it. Marilyn
I
Monroe.
was really going to wait till the end of the episode and just be like, all right, that's
Idris
Sqwadcast.
Elba.
Yeah. Marilyn Monroe, what?
It's Marilyn. Marilyn Monroe. Okay, this is largely concerning.
So
like-
he just fell in.
Watching squirrels?
Maybe, man.
And, like, he's on the
Grass is
inside
lava.
of the fenced-in apartment complex. Standing on top of a storm drain. It's not even like he's out by the street, like, standing on a storm drain.
People are strange.
Yeah.
Other weird work things have happened as of late.
I'm sure there was a lot of things that we could talk about at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one. Especially, like, even as customers, too, it bothers me to see it. If you're ever going to a bar, like to sit at a bar top, and some people just got up, and the place is obviously dirty, don't fucking sit down there.
Yeah.
Unless it's,
Or
like,
the-
literally the only two seats, and then you, like, sit down, and you're patient and cool
Yeah,
about
they don't
the bartender
complain.
cleaning. Like, I've literally had people... I had a completely empty bar. 2 people came in, they ate, they drank, they left. Then 2 people... As those 2 people are leaving, literally bumped shoulders probably on the way out, 2 people walked in and sat in those exact spots. Not regulars that, like, that's their seat or whatever. Of all the bar, of all 30 seats, you choose the 2 that are dirty. And then... You're going to sit there and complain, excuse me, can you clean this off? No, you can sit somewhere that's clean. They just left. That's something very annoying. That really bothers me. I see it a lot, too. And the most rude thing is when people don't say anything, they, like, sit down, they're, like, talking and chatting with their friend. They look at the bartender and they do that, like, that little claw thing. Like,
yeah.
they are trying to, like, summon the...
Yeah, like
or
you,
unsummon
like,
the
rotate
mess
your wrist.
somewhere else. Like, excuse me, take care of this. And then they, like, are continuing their conversation with their friend. That guy's or girl is a human, too, still.
Also, that makes me not want to do it.
Exactly. You're not going to get good service that way.
Yeah.
Or good anything. Like, I'm going to be rude to you, in fact. My bosses would have never fired. Like, the managers there would have never fired me if I was, like, kind of sarcastic and, like, what's the word? Sassy back to someone.
Yeah, sassy.
They'd be like, okay, I get it. Don't do it again, but I get it. And I'd do it again, and they'd be like, okay, I get it, but don't do it again. They would have never fired me. Ever. There was a good analogy I remember when I first started working there. Like, you can literally do anything except light someone on fire, and you'd be fine. I've spilled Coke all over little tiny Asian babies. I've
Hey,
accidentally
so
given a guy
powdered Coke.
yeah, Scarface his ass.
Yeah.
I gave a guy a turkey burger instead of a veggie burger, and he's been a vegetarian for like 32 years or something like that. Didn't get fired for that. I had people come in. Well, I mean, this isn't my fault. This is people just being stupid. They came in and ordered cheese fries off the gluten-free menu, or something like really ridiculous. That, like, obviously wasn't gluten-free. The fries can be gluten-free. Fuck, what was it? I don't know, dude. It was like, give me the bread. Can I have that gluten-free?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I saw on what's it? It was on Reddit. It was like server, like, the worst stories they've had at their restaurant, and one was a caterer for a wedding, and the bride asked for gluten free.
I saw this.
Did you see?
Day.
Yeah,
This is good.
and they like put everything together, and this person came in and they're like, I need like a special like menu, like that's only gluten free. I need my meal to be gluten free because I'm me, and everything needs to be about me always and forever. And the guy in charge of the caterer was like, well, this entire buffet is gluten free. That's what the bride requested. And they're like, no, like I need my own personal meal to be gluten-free. And it just goes back and forth, and she's trying to explain, and this person's like, well, I texted the bride this morning confirming this, and he's like, you texted the bride on her wedding day, like, about your meal? Like, and she was like, yeah, I wanted everything to be perfect, and it's not.
This is her day, not yours, bitch.
Yeah. And this entire time, she was drinking a beer, which is
the most gluten thing.
Yeah, like, and she was like, I can't have any gluten or else I'll die, and like takes a sip of the beer, and the caterer's just like, oh my god. Like,
so 2 morals of the story. If you don't actually have celiac disease, go fuck yourself. And read. Just read.
Yeah, read.
Like, not a full book. I'm not asking you to read novels. I'm not asking you to read The Hobbit or Fahrenheit 451 or something. Just
Gone with the Wind.
No matter what you're doing, if you're purchasing something, if you're at an indoor hotel pool, if you're at a restaurant, read what you're ordering, read what the website says, read the fucking signs. Just read.
And I gotta say, if I know some colleges don't do it, which I find weird, but if you're taking a college tour, perhaps, I don't know if that's our target demographic.
I don't know what our target demographic is.
Me neither.
I don't know if we have
Hopefully
one.
Idris Elba is in this demographic.
So, probably for his kids,
Yeah.
if he has any.
Yeah, if he has any. And the tour guide is walking backwards, or anywhere. I mean, I know, like, amusement parks are usually in, like, a cart or something, and it's, like, a speaker thing. But if a tour guide is walking backwards, don't ask them if they learned how to walk backwards. Because they did. That's how they're doing their job. That was one in the beginning I used to joke with. I'd be like, oh, yeah, like, they actually didn't. I just kind of learned on the spot. And then people kept asking me. I was like, yes, I practiced walking backwards. Like, I had to do 4 tours before doing it by myself. I learned how. Like, oh, so you know. Yep.
Very intrinsic things that people should just automatically know.
Yeah.
Like asking an astronaut, oh, you learned how to be an astronaut? Yeah, yes.
Yep.
This is why I work at NASA. What the fuck are you?
Yep.
Or SpaceX, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm trying to think what other stuff happened in tours. Because that was... Yeah. Pay attention to your kids on college
Oh
tours.
my god.
Please do that. Or in life.
Just in general.
Yeah, in general. I mean,
Please.
college is what I saw the most of, and it's their life that's ahead of them. But in life, if kids ask for something and they know what they want, then let them do what they want. Not
Drugs.
yeah, don't yeah. But if they're asking for like food a certain way, or if they're asking for a program that you didn't know they were interested in, just let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a girl. It was a family. She was like 9, 10-ish. I don't know if they were regulars. They came in every Thursday night. I don't know if you ever had them.
I didn't work Thursday nights.
Well, like ever.
I did, but I'd work bar.
Oh.
It was very, very rare, though.
Yeah, they came in every Thursday night. Was their night to come in, and they're a nice family, kind of quiet, not the most sociable. Socialable. Yes. But like they were fine. They were good customers, and they tipped like
Decent.
yeah, like between 15 and 20% every time, and nothing to complain about. They got normal food and didn't complain when they came out because they knew what they were getting. But the first time I had them, the little girl asked. She was like, "I want a kid salad, except," and I was like, "Oh man, she's gonna say this super specific order." She's like, my definition of a salad is lettuce and shredded cheese. I was like, okay. And I looked at the dad.
Nothing like your healthy salad.
Yeah, I looked at the dad. I was like, and he's like, yeah, legit, yeah. I was like, okay. And then I told whoever was working the salad side, I was like, this girl wants this salad. I was like, can I just get a kid's bowl of lettuce? I'll put the cheese on myself because the cheese was on. We could do the cheese ourselves. So, yeah, I just did that. She liked it. I had her a few times, had that family a few times, and I did the same thing every time because she did the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was super specific, and the dad just let her do her thing.
There's another quick moral, too. No matter where you work or where you go to eat, no matter how much of an asshole you are, no, I'm not going to spit in your food. Okay?
Yeah.
Can we stop that whole waiting stigma? In the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds and all that stuff. I'm not going to like scratch my balls on top of your salad and pretend it's Parmesan cheese or something. It's not going to happen, okay? No matter how much I despise you, which is probably a lot, rude people. But I'm not going to spit in your food, I'm not going to spit in your drinks. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Also,
I may not use gloves ever, actually.
If you ever meet a comedian, don't ask them to tell you a joke on the spot.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest pet peeve. When I tell someone, I don't tell them I'm a comedian. I say like I'm aspiring or like an amateur because I am. I have yet to get paid, so like I am. And people are like, oh, you do stand-up comedy? Tell me a joke right this second. I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
It really doesn't.
Like I have a few one-liners, but it doesn't. It's different. Like being on stage with an audience versus
you're telling a story. Usually,
yeah, one-on-one with a person in a bar that I can barely hear them. I'm just like,
tell me a joke. Like the only jokes that I'm going to tell you are like, a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead. Like that's a joke. Like going up on stage, you're telling a story, you're telling an anecdote or whatever, but it's in a funny capacity. They're not quote unquote jokes, right? It's different. Yeah. It's way different. I think they're two separate things.
No, they are. That's the thing people don't get. And yeah, it's like kind of like if you meet a baseball player at a bar, and you're like, "Hey, throw me your curveball right now." Like,
with
no,
what?
Yeah, like.
Also, I'm not working. Don't ask me to work when I'm not working.
Yeah. So I like being funny most of the time. I think I'm funny most of my life, but there's a difference of saying witty one-liners and telling my jokes. Like,
yeah.
I'll say what my jokes are about because people have asked me, they're like, oh, what do you joke about? I'll be like, oh, my dad might be a secret agent. Probably is. Or like being from New Jersey because there's a lot there. Or like work stuff. Like I will say what it's about, but I won't say the actual jokes.
Yeah.
Also, it's a spoiler because I don't want to be like, hey, come to our show. Oh, what are your jokes right now? Come to the show and you'll find out. Like,
yeah. I don't know, man. People piss me off.
Yeah, people.
If I could avoid people for the rest of my life, it'd be a much better place.
As long as you understand, which a lot of people don't. I had this woman today. At the pool, there's a side door which pool patrons aren't supposed to use because I don't know who's you're supposed to like come through the other way because that means you're a guest, I guess. And this woman like knocked and I was sitting. This one's kind of closer to where I was sitting, but I was still kind of lazy and just like don't do this. And I was like, you have to go around. Like, and I motioned it and I said it as loud as I could, but it was a closed door, so like I don't know if she heard me. But I motioned. I was like, go around. And she like looked at me and then pointed at the door. I was like, and I like got in. I didn't get in. I got up and I opened the door and I said to her, she had like one headphone in, which is also kind of annoying.
Yeah, if you're trying to talk to someone, take them out.
Yeah. she had one headphone in, and I was like, they don't want, like, you're supposed to come in through the hallway, not through the outside. Because,
through the lobby or whatever,
And because, like, anybody can come in. And she's like, oh, okay. And then just speed walks by me. And I'm just like...
That's not what I just told you.
Yeah.
I didn't say you can come in this time, but they want people to come in through the lobby. I said you can't come through this door.
Like, if you're a guest that comes in through the main door, and then you go outside and come back in, I know you're a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, I've seen you in the pool before. If you just walk in, you could literally, like, it leads to the outside. So, like, you can literally just walk in. And
Could be anyone.
Yeah. The door locks on the outside, which is why people knock or something. I'm just like, just go around. Like, yeah. Yeah. Also, the towels.
That Snapchat that you sent?
Well, that's housekeeping, not customers.
Oh.
So I don't really... they do their thing. We do ours. No, putting the towels in the basket. Because there's usually a towel that says... In my hotel, it says put wet towels here. And there's a basket. And people either leave them on the chair they're sitting on. And it's right next to the door, so you pass it on the way out. Like, you can't not walk past it to get out. Unless you use the side door. But, like, most people go the other way. They go back into the hotel. And then they either leave it somewhere, like on their chair or on the ground or something, or they'll look at me and be like, where do I put this? In the basket with the other towels. 95% of the time, there's a pile of towels in the basket. Like, somebody thought it was trash, too, and I'm just like, how do you think that? There's a trash can, then there's the dry towel, like the towels you get in the shelving, and then there's the basket of wet towels.
Pull it back. When they walked in, did they get a towel from the stack? A dry towel from the stack? Or did they bring the towels from, like, their room?
No, they got it from the thing.
The stack.
Yeah.
So right next to the dry stack is where you put your wet towels.
Yep.
And they still don't know where to put them.
Yep.
Dumb.
Yep.
Dumb. Burn. All of them. They should all die.
Yeah. Also, it kind of bugs me, but this one I shouldn't be annoyed about because people don't know. I work for an outside lifeguarding company that the hotel contracts out, and it's a lot. I think it's like 150 pools, and most of them are apartment/community things. So the same principle kind of applies. I have no idea how the hotel runs. Like, I don't know when checkout is. I don't know when breakfast is available. I don't know, like, anything else about the hotel.
I know nothing about the hotel. I don't know how the layout is.
Even, like, the pool. Like, our job is, like, take care of the pool, take care of the bathrooms, take out the trash. But that's all housekeeping/maintenance. So unless it's, like, about the actual pool, I don't know the answer to your question. And, like, if you're in an apartment complex, don't ask your lifeguard about rent.
I asked maintenance to come and fix my sink 3 days ago.
Okay.
Could ask someone who gives a fuck, because it's not me.
I'm going to talk to my lifeguards. There's 2 usual ones in my apartment. I'm going to see if they get questions like that. I don't know if people do that. I'm just saying, don't do it if you're thinking about doing it.
Another moral of the story.
Yeah.
Most pool lifeguards are contracted from.
Yeah. My first lifeguarding job was I was hired by the apartment manager, like leasing person, whatever. Mm-hmm. But she didn't really know anything about lifeguarding. So she just kind of hired me on the spot, which I'm grateful for, but also not, because she didn't lay anything by me. She was just like, here's your schedule. I was like, I'm working another job. Oh, well, you didn't tell me that because you wanted me to get certified before talking about anything. Actually happened.
So you weren't actually even certified before she put you on the schedule?
Well, I told her I was, and then she put me on the schedule. But I told her when I was inquiring, I was like, can I talk about my schedule? Can I talk about like a few other things? And she's like, I don't want to talk about anything until you're certified. Because another thing was I wasn't sure if I would make enough to cover the class. You know, like if I wasn't going to make my money back, then I wouldn't want to lifeguard. You know, that'd just be pointless. I mean, I had my other job, so like I would have, but
it's just annoying that you. Yeah. But if for the other job,
like
you didn't make enough.
Yeah. I think I was paying for her summer class too at the time, so I need to pay that off too. And I went in, and she was like, "Until you get certified, I'm not going to talk." I was like, "Well, I guess I'm going to have to get certified." So I took a 5-day class, got certified, and I called her. I think the class ended on a Sunday, so I think I called her that Monday morning, and I was like, "Hey, just letting you know I got certified." And I went in that afternoon because I was working my other job. It was a summer camp. So I went in that afternoon, and she was like, "Well, here's your schedule." I was like, "Hold on." And I told my camp manager, I was like, if I could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would work camp. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I would work lifeguarding, which I was supposed to work Friday camp, but like they let me do it. And then Thursdays, I would alternate. So it sounds a little confusing, but my camp manager got it right away. She was like, "Okay, I'll just put you on every other Thursday." I was like, "Yes."
There you go.
And then my lifeguarding manager called and was like, "How am I supposed to do your schedule?" She was like, "I have to remake," because she did the entire summer, which, don't do that. That's kind of your fault for making a schedule 3 months at a time.
I also need to, if I need to take off, you're fucking screwed.
Yeah, I was like, and she was like, "Well, I already made the schedule, so I'm going to have to remake all of it." She's like, "So when can you work for me?" I was like, "Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and every other Thursday." She was like, "Well, what do you mean every other Thursday?"
So
I was like, one Thursday, I'll work camp. The next Thursday, I'll work for you. And so on and so forth. She's like, "Oh, fine, I guess we have to do that." I was like,
bi-weekly. It's not that hard.
Yeah. So she remade the schedule, and but yeah. And then my other schedule's for the school. My lifeguarding's for the school, so I kind of know about that. I don't know programs, though, at the school. Some staff will ask me, like, "Oh, what about this program?" I'm like, "Oh." So, but that one's a specific situation. But yes, most lifeguards only know about the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask them about life.
Or guards.
Yeah.
Guarding. Lifeguarding together, sure. But lives, or guarding things, don't ask them about that.
I always think of that commercial with the security guard and the bank gets robbed. Yeah, I know commercials. What? A bank gets robbed, and the woman goes down to the security guard, and she's like, "Are you gonna do something?" He's like, "Oh, I'm not the security guard. I'm the security monitor. I just let you know when you're being robbed." And I kind of want to say that. I won't, in case anybody from work's listening, but I kind of like, "Oh, I'm not gonna rescue you. I'm just gonna tell you when you're drowning.
I'm just gonna guard your life."
Yeah, I'm just the life.
But if
monitor.
it happens, if you start to die, I'm not a lifesaver. I'm a lifeguard.
Yeah, I'm just a life monitor. So yeah,
I don't think I have anything else. I already talked about ad nauseum about the customer is always right. That's not a phrase.
You talked about it on here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was in that other episode.
Oh.
Quick recap for those. No, customer's not always right. In fact, they're pretty often wrong.
Aww.
So, no. Here's a quick rundown of that.
Yes. Because there's another Sqwadcast topic about phrases we should end.
There you go.
And that's one of them. An untold true story. Based on the untold true story.
It doesn't even make sense. The fuck were you watching? Forensic Files?
Yeah. Found footage. But, that one movie, Spoilers? Apollo 18.
Mm-hmm.
And the last scene of the movie is them, dying in space, how did you find the footage? If
They sent other astronauts up there to get the footage and bring it back. Even though in the beginning of the movie it said it's the last Apollo mission.
Right.
So it actually doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Unless NASA had live feeds of all of it.
And then recorded it.
Uh-huh.
And then gave it to be made into movies.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, I don't pretend to know and understand the logic and plot line behind Apollo 18. All I know is it was okay. It was an okay movie.
I thought it would get better, and then it was kind of like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of okay movies out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good space movie, Moon, with Sam Rockwell.
Oh my god.
That's a great movie. Underrated. I had no idea it existed, and it was on HBO one day. I think it was HBO, because it was unedited, and they just went, and I caught it right at the beginning. And I was like, what's this movie about? And I didn't stop watching it.
So
watch it.
Sqwadcast topic aside, this is kind of more of a suggestion to everyone.
Awkward outro begin.
Go watch Baby Driver.
Yes.
That movie was phenomenal. Probably one of the best movies I've seen in a very, very, very long time.
So there's that scene where...
Spoilers?
Not really.
Okay, because it's kind of new. I don't really want to spoil it.
There's a scene where one character shoots a gun next to another character's ear.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing I thought of was mom. And I
So
couldn't stop laughing. And it was like a serious part of the movie, and I couldn't
definitely.
stop laughing.
Yeah. Great, like, seriously, though. Like,
yes.
It's so good. The entire thing is basically synchronized to music. It's so masterful in the way it's put together. And shout outs to fucking
Everyone.
Kevin Spacey, John Hamm,
The main guy.
Who starts with an E, right?
Hansel. Hansel.
Agar, whatever.
Him.
Yeah.
Because he was coming off of Fault in Our Stars.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm sure he's done other things in that span.
Yeah, but he did phenomenal.
Yeah, he was great.
John Bentham did a good job. Barenthal, is that his name?
Yeah.
Barenthal. Barenthal.
The waitress is totally adorable.
Yeah. I don't remember her name.
John Hamm's movie wife.
Yeah.
Was pretty good.
That whole movie was just really great.
Just watch it.
Just watch it. Just go watch it.
Just watch it. Yes.
Spider-Man Homecoming coming up.
Homecoming.
Or if it's already out. No, it's not. 17th.
Came out this weekend.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
Okay.
7.
17th is Game of Thrones.
Yes. Next Sunday.
So we'll probably be talking about a lot of these things in the upcoming future. Probably Game of Thrones. Only because, that's like a...
Yeah. We might do a sub...
I mean, we might watch Game of Thrones and then do a Sqwadcast after, because we do it on Sundays.
Yeah, so we might do regular Sqwadcast episode, Game of Thrones review cast. Squad.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a Game of Thrones fantasy league.
Oh. For who dies and who lives?
For you get points for kills, and apparently you get points for sitting on the Iron Throne. So if you get that character that ended last season, you basically get like 200 points.
Gonna be honest, I really don't remember very much on end of season 6. Give me some kind of nonverbal cue. I want charades.
She on the throne. What? Yes? I don't know. She doesn't have black or brown hair.
Okay, alright. Oh, yeah, see, there you go. That's the one I needed.
Nonverbal cues on
our
audio podcast.
Was
that
the last scene?
I don't know if that was the last scene, but it was one of the last scenes because it kind of touched over everyone in the last scene. Because that person did that thing, and then that other guy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
spirit figures.
Yeah, did his thing, and then dragons were
water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were over water. Spoilers: dragons were over water last season.
I don't remember very much from season 6, so
yeah,
I guess I need to rewatch it.
I don't know. If
I was rewatching the whole thing with Rachel, but
Thailand.
she went to Thailand, so like we stopped mid-season 5, I think.
Oh, wow.
And she has no way of watching HBO Go in Thailand. It's blocked in Thailand, apparently.
It's blocked.
Yeah, and so is Netflix.
How's it blocked in Thailand?
I don't think it's not like a Chinese government like oppressing Google kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a HBO Go and HBO Now and Netflix because they were made. The accounts were made in America. It's an American-based account, so they can't use it overseas. There's like
I know Netflix
copyright laws, and apparently you can't.
And certain things, because I know like the different Netflixes.
Netflix
like Canada has their own Netflix, and England has their own because people on Reddit will be like, "Oh, I was watching this on Netflix," and people are like, "How do you have that on Netflix?"
And they're like, "I was in France."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, here on the UK Netflix."
Yeah. There was a program, a Chrome app that used to let you watch whatever, like it gave you the whole Netflix library, or you could switch your region to like different ones and watch full seasons of things that were like very oddly specific things that like aired here, but are now on like UK Netflix, which really doesn't make very much sense. It's like, something like super specific to America. I don't know, a really American show, like super American show, like America's Next Top Model or something, or like
Bob's Burgers.
American Idol was like aired here, but then released on UK Netflix, which makes no sense, honestly. But then again, I guess I was gonna say something like Skins, the UK Skins was aired on American Netflix. But that kind of makes sense because it was like really popular.
Yeah, same thing with the British Office is on American Netflix.
Yeah, again, really popular. That's probably. But like American Idol or like America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
Why would that be aired anywhere else? I mean, I guess it's popular-ish here or whatever, but.
Yeah. I mean, we're an hour.
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Yeah. Once we hit an hour, we done. Unless we're storytelling. That can go on for 2.5 hours. Not really. I think the longest we've hit was an hour 50. I think that was the storytelling with Ryan.
We definitely hit 2 hours once.
Did we hit 2 hours?
Yeah, it was like very close to 2 hours, if not over 2 hours.
Well, that's what I'm saying. An hour 50, I think, is our longest.
It was like an hour 57 or something. Or like 2 hours and 12 minutes or something. I know there was like one that was like really, really long. Almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours. Whatever. Either way. So go watch Baby Driver. We'll talk about Game of Thrones soon.
Yes, we will possibly do a sub Game of Thrones cast.
Yeah. And I've been watching a lot of Bates Motel. It's pretty good.
I heard it's good if you get past the fact it takes place in modern times.
Yeah, I was very easily able to kind of get over that.
Yeah, that's what my coworker told me. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet.
It's kind of cringy, a lot of it. Like, just because of
the whole concept.
Norman Bates and Norma Bates, they're very, psychotic, so it's kind of cringy, but it kind of fits.
What have I been watching? I don't know what I've been watching. Yeah. I don't think I've been watching. I finished Fargo, season 3. Mm-hmm. Finished Better Call Saul.
Oh, I know something I wanted to talk about real quick, too. Continue, finish, whatever you were going to...
Rewatching Archer for the uptime time.
Netflix just released Castlevania.
Yes.
Holy fuck, watch that. It's only 4 episodes, and they're like 20 minutes each. So, like, it's like an hour and 20. I think it was definitely just kind of a, like, what do you think about this? Netflix community. And I'm gonna let you know. It's animated, obviously, but it's extremely gory, violent, and vulgar. It's adult. It's very adult, and it's great. It is so good. And like I said, it's only 4 episodes, of like 22 minutes each. So it's like if you have time to watch a full movie, watch Castlevania. It's really good. Don't watch Sense8. That show sucks shit. Watch the first 5 episodes of that.
I think they revived it for season 2 because it was like on the verge of cancellation.
No thanks.
And then
Don't
they canceled it again.
Don't want it. That's all I've been watching recently.
Yeah.
Bates Motel and
I
Castlevania.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Watch new season.
I have to watch.
That one's really funny.
Better Call Saul season 2.
And 3 now.
It's not on Netflix yet.
Well, yeah.
Season 2 is though, isn't it?
It just ended, yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I'm a season behind on those things because I don't.
I'm tentative about the House of Cards and Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. A new season came out. I didn't hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, I heard my... What's the best way to phrase this?
Uh-oh.
The people who you think would watch that show.
Oh, okay. All right.
They raved about it, all 2 of them, on Facebook, put like a big thing on it. But besides that, I didn't like season 3.
I stopped watching. We stopped watching after.
Well, I finished it because I was like, we're 8 episodes in, and it's like 12 episodes.
You really finished that?
I finished season 3.
Dude, I couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't put myself through that.
Season 4, I like literally watched like 2 months ago. Like I was like, I'm not watching it, and people were like, no, it got a lot better. You got a lot better. I was like, you probably didn't, but okay, it didn't. But I'm curious about season 5 because apparently the entire season takes place over 3 days.
Huh.
So I'm curious to see how much happens in 3 days. But I'm also not because like you lost my interest after 3 seasons. House of Cards.
If that, it was like 2 seasons.
House of Cards was season 4 is rocky, so I'm kind of like.
I still haven't even watched.
I like you, Kevin Spacey.
Season 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows
Season
I need
1,
to catch up.
2, 3, 4. Also,
those of you who obviously can't see Tim, he was making hand motions of season 1 and 2 being really good, season 3 being bad, and season 4 being rocky.
Season 4 was a heart monitor.
Yeah. Like all those basic white girl tattoos that have a heart in the middle of the heart.
I watched season 4 of House of Cards though because it was filmed at our college, so I was curious to see how they did it, and I actually I made a joke when they were doing it because it took like a week for them to finish all the scenes, and I made the joke. I was like, I usually make a joke because I'm walking backwards, as previously established. And I said I will be walking backwards. My go-to joke, you kill it every time. I was like, but I will be walking backwards, so please let me know if I'm about to run into anything or anyone. And people laugh every time when I say that. But when House of Cards was on campus, I was like, if I hit anything or anyone, also if Kevin Spacey is nearby, let me know. I had no idea Kevin Spacey was actually on campus. But
he was. I didn't.
Yeah, he was in the scenes that were shot. So it was him and Robin Wright and the security guy, and it was like the main cast was on campus. I was like, I was joking when I said I thought it would be like some
Joe Schmo,
like 3rd tier character that just has this random scene. But yeah, Kevin Spacey was on campus. They kept it like we couldn't even go on the staircase leading down to the first floor of that building though, because we had to exit off the 2nd floor, which was weird for us, and then go like the opposite way of tours for like that week. Me and my one friend tried to get Jess, who was on education. I can say her name because she was on Sqwadcast. We tried to sneak out one time, like we were in between tours, and we were like, hey, what if we just like sneak downstairs and say we like getting lunch? And we got like to the staircase, and the guy was like, you can't go down here. I was like, okay, never mind.
Sorry. All right, so that's all I got.
Yeah, that's about it for today. We had a little bit of a crazy schedule because we were originally going to record 2 days ago, but plans didn't happen that we thought were going to happen. So I purposely didn't ask people on 3 days' notice, and then Ryan is out of town. He thought he'd be back, but he wasn't, and Robbie got the itis. So yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're totally fine with being blessed by our two voices.
Oh, absolutely. All the time.
Yeah.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag bless up.
Hashtag Idris Elba.
Yes.
I had to say his name at least twice because we missed him a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
Sorry
we
about
did.
that, Idris.
Yeah.
My bad. Our bad.
Sorry, bro. Oh, I don't know if we're on that level.
I mean, I just called him Idris, so...
Is it Idris or
Idris.
Idris?
Idris. Idris sounds like a medieval wizard.
Well, he kind of is.
I know.
In Thor.
He's got a
Where he
Kung
angered out of ice. Kung Fu. He did. He was
did.
frozen, and then he's like, ah! Breaks ice.
like intergalactic space ice too.
Right? That's like the toughest kind.
It's the best kind to put in your drink too. So I've been told. I don't.
I'll have to ask Star-Lord about that.
Another movie you should definitely go watch. Guardians 2.
Yes.
It was really good.
V2.
Yeah.
Infinity Wars next year. And the year after.
Black Panther's coming up.
Yep. And Ragnarok are this year.
Did we talk about Wonder Woman?
We did not.
I'll make this quick.
It really was.
Sorry,
Eh.
everyone. Apparently,
It got,
because
like,
it has a
yeah.
96 on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever.
It wasn't that good. It
It
wasn't
really-
bad.
No, it
It was-
wasn't. It was the best DC movie.
This new DCEU. Or
Yeah,
whatever
not-
they're saying, DCU.
Not Christopher
Since
Nolan,
Man
Dark
of
Knight.
Steel.
Yeah.
This new universe.
And I think that's what all the critics are saying. They're like, it's the best new DC movie. It's like, it doesn't really, it's not competing against very good movies.
Yeah.
So, like, you could have literally had someone shitting for 2 hours and then, like, molding his poop into, like, a castle, a poo castle. And that would have been better than Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, and Batman vs. Superman, and all that shit. So, yes, it was the best DC movie, but,
I'm yawning just talking about it. Fighting was off. I think Daredevil spoiled fighting choreography, though. Daredevil and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Season 1 of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Daredevil
Season 2
has...
wasn't that bad.
No. But it wasn't...
It was better than Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Better than Luke Cage, too, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but Luke Cage fighting wasn't...
It was so boring. He just walked.
Yeah, it wasn't nearly... It wasn't Daredevil's style of fighting. So, yeah, the fighting in Wonder Woman, the acting was...
At best.
Chris Pine was handsome. That's...
There's really not that many redeeming qualities. Costumes were great.
Yeah.
Nailed the time period, I guess.
Yeah, they did get the time period pretty...
Past that.
They didn't explain half face, though. I don't think. Unless it was just like a side effect of her research.
The poison?
Yeah.
Lady Poison or whatever the fuck her name is? Dr.
like why
Poison?
she had the plastic clay thing.
Oh, I don't know.
If they did, I don't remember it, so...
Again,
Also, the twist didn't make sense. Because...
the twist.
With...
her... Yeah, okay.
Ares. Kind of spoiler.
No.
Well, why?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you after we're off about that, because that bothered me. Nobody brings up this point. I'm like, it's a pretty big point. Like,
Who they cast for... I don't want to spoil it, but who they cast for Ares really bothers me.
I like him as an actor, though. He was in...
But not when he became Ares.
Oh,
he should
not
have still been the same
as
person.
Ares.
That's not a spoiler. We didn't give any names.
He was really good in the new season of Fargo, season 3 of Fargo.
Now we did.
Well, you don't know who it is. You just know it's a he.
Yeah, but if he's in Fargo, people can, like...
Oh, well, they can also... I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, well, sorry.
the next role I was going to say will probably give away too. He was really good in the Harry Potter movies, in the role he played in Harry Potter movies. Because if I say anything more, then you'll know exactly who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So he's good in things I've seen him in.
Oh, he was a good actor.
Yeah. He was also good in a small role in The Theory of Everything with Eddie Redmayne. He played a smaller role in that. But yeah,
It didn't work, man.
Yeah.
It really didn't work. The fighting seems so fake and CG. The very end of it, and this isn't even a spoiler because nothing fucking happens.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman jumps off the Louvre towards a canal boat. And that's it. Like, leaps. Does she have flying powers? Because she's not supposed to. Why is she... First of all, why is she jumping off the roof towards water? If she can fly, just fly. If she can't, then... Like, don't jump off a building anyway. Like, it just... The end scene was just, like, so bad. I think DC was fighting internally about whether or not they wanted Wonder Woman to fly or not in the movie. This is bad, dude. They casted her well, though.
That's the thing about Batman vs. Superman that nobody talked about. Because when they released, however you say it, Gal Gadot, I think that's how you say her last name. When they released the first poster of her, I was like, that's Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not too sexual. It's sexy, but not, like, raunchy, I guess. Like, it was sexy, but it was also powerful, and that was a great first post of her. And, like, I feel like nobody talked about that. They were too concerned about
No, but they did get pissed off, like, when the trailer was first released, and all the feminists saw that she shaved her armpits.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, Amazon women would have never shaved their armpits.
Are you an Amazon woman? No.
Do Amazon women exist? No.
And it could be, like, advantageous. You shave your armpits and you're moving that fast. Aerodynamics.
But they don't pay attention to the fucking part about Wonder Woman kicking a bunch of ass.
Yeah.
But they care about her fucking shaving her armpits. You gotta... Hello, people out in the world. She's a fucking human.
Kind of.
She's an actor. No, she's an actor. Like,
oh, you're talking about Gal Gadot. I thought you were talking about
she's gonna shave
Woman.
her armpits if she wants to.
Yeah.
She has the choice. She chose to. Wonder Woman has shaved armpits now.
Yeah.
It was a bad movie, dude. Wasn't the greatest. Is probably what I meant to say. It wasn't horrible.
It wasn't.
Would I watch it again?
Movie? Like,
no.
Like Batman vs. Superman, I was like, Suicide Squad.
Ugh.
Man of Steel when it first came out. That should be our new rating system. Just sound effects.
Yeah.
Just like, meh. Yay.
The only good thing about Suicide Squad,
What's the trailer?
Well, actually, yeah.
The first trailer with Bohemian Rhapsody.
The music was pretty cool.
If you're looking at, well, yeah, music was
the two songs that came out of it were pretty cool. Yeah. But I think you know exactly what I'm going to say here.
Probably.
Margot.
I mean, what?
Margot Robbie.
Yes.
The only good thing about that movie. And it wasn't even because of the acting she did. It was just because she was hot.
I think she did good acting.
She did a good job, but
yeah, that's
she couldn't have saved that.
Yeah, that's one of those where
I think Jared Leto did a good job.
We Daniel Day-Lewis in Suicide Squad, it'd still be a bad movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jared Leto did a good job with what he had. We've talked about that before, but again, can't save the movie. You can't cancel out Killer Croc and his horrible character.
Yeah, stereotypical. Even though he's a crocodile, he's still super black.
Like painfully stereotypically black.
African, like straight out of Africa, I think. He was on Lost.
Oh yeah,
that guy.
Uh-huh.
He played Mr. Echo.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah. His name's like super long.
Uh-huh.
like Mahershala Ali.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
all I got.
Yep, that's it. Till next time. Watch Game of Thrones next week.
Bye!
Yeah,